Thank you very much, Tanya Broder, for coming to Oxford and participating in the Autumn Academy 2017. It was really interesting to hear from you how similar challenges in the US are experienced by people who work with undocumented migrants like you do in California. It was really interesting to hear how the fights for the right of undocumented migrants evolved in California. Would you please sum up for us what were the key points of your presentation?
Sure. In the face of unprecedented attacks in the U.S. across the country in the national conversation, I wanted to remind everybody that at the state and local level, where people live and work and are a part of communities inextricably bound to each other, states and localities have actually been investing in immigrant health, education, and welfare for all of the right reasons. And they can be employed in fighting back against restrictive policies and documenting the harm. And what has been instrumental in California when we had a similarly restrictive proposal 20 years ago was the organizing by immigrant-led organizations and individuals allied with healthcare providers and unions and local governments to change the face of the legislature that is now accountable to immigrant communities, comes from immigrant communities, and can participate in changing the policies in California, which have continued to progress even in the face of our new administration, which is threatening all of our health and well-being. That it's not only in California that has achieved these kinds of policies, but in fact across the United States we see red, blue, and purple states all investing in immigrant youth in particular. And one of the things I highlighted in the presentation was the power of immigrant youth organizing in the U.S. that has protested Democrats and Republicans to make sure that their voices are heard, that when they win their victory in terms of immigration relief, that they're not only fighting for themselves, but they're ready to fight for their parents, their siblings, and the entire community, that they don't want to be traded off against other people. So one of the things I wanted to remind us all of, and you know, ourselves included, because it's very easy when you have to pick and choose your battles, to make sure that you do so in a constructive way so that you're fighting toward a broader goal, even as you choose narrower targets to begin with, and that your rhetoric doesn't, in favor of one group, doesn't undermine the rights and the potential for other groups to achieve the same goals. So immigrant youth fighting for their parents, healthcare for children as part of a healthcare for all strategy was what I was trying to underscore.
You referred to big victories for migrants advocates during the years, but you also referred to a new context that is becoming more challenging today. What is the main challenges that you see in the present and in the near future?
Sure. So at the national level, the rhetoric that came along with our last election was full of vitriol, hatred, and really racism and xenophobia. Not that it didn't occur already in the U.S., but it really tapped into the worst of who we are. And we've now seen since the election both concrete proposals by the administration to ban people from certain Muslim countries from entering the U.S., to punish cities that try and create a safe environment for people to engage with each other. But we've also heard rumors that are intended to instill fear at the local level in immigrant communities. So people are now very afraid. They're afraid to send their children to school, they're afraid to go and seek critical health services, and they're afraid to engage with each other. And all of that is threatening the health and well-being of everyone in the broader community, because I guess in the United States at least, you can't possibly target just immigrants without affecting citizens and everyone else. So we're trying. Our national government is trying to intimidate us, and that's why I wanted to take a lesson from California that we can organize and fight back, because I do believe that our country is better than that.
Thank you very much.
Okay.